Can you imagine living in a world where kindness mattered 365 days of the year? Our guest today believes we can all do our part to create a kinder world. And she's been working to prove over the past decade that achieving global kindness is very possible. Want to know how? Stay tuned for episode 31 of Time to Be Kind with Marley Q.
It's time to be kind with Marley Q.
Because the time to be kind to ourselves, each other, and the world is now. Thank you for making time to be kind with me and our Parker today, Laura Reiss. Before we jump into telling you about Laura, if this is your first time in my world, welcome. You must know right off the bat, I'm a serial acronomist, and a Parker is my acronym and a name for people who perform acts of random kindness. Like you, listening. You're a superhero, Parker, just like Laura and me, and we're all part of what I call my Kind Crew. It's a global community of kind-minded people who are out being this spark of change that we all wish to see in the world. If you're not part of my Kind Crew private Facebook group yet, I'll go ahead and plug that in here. Make sure to join in after the episode and say hello. Laura's in there. She was actually one of our founding members of our Kind Crew Facebook group. And she's also the founder of Kindness Matters 365, a 501c3 nonprofit organization which began as a small after-school club in South Florida. And it's become a global movement that educates children about being kind to themselves and others. And not just that, it also equips these young kids and teens with the knowledge and the skills that they need for their social and emotional well-being. Oh yeah, take a nice deep breath, everyone. Smile and get ready to receive a spark of inspiration today. Let's listen. Welcome to the show, Laura Reiss. Thank you so much for making the time to be kind today.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so honored to be here with you.
Are you kidding? I was going to knock on that door as many times as I had to knock in order to get you to answer. I know you're so busy spreading kindness 365 days of the year.
You got that right. Just like you spreading kindness 365 days of the year. But I do appreciate you knocking on my door a few times and staying supportive of me being here today. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Are you kidding? I follow your wonderful movement and your work. That's what I absolutely love and admire and respect and celebrate about you and the great work that you've been doing for well over a decade. Could you please share with us your story? How did Kindness 365 and your Samaritan clubs all get started? Tell us who you are.
Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. So my name is Laura Reiss, and I'm the founder of the Kindness Matters 365 Foundation, which did start out with the name Samaritans 365. So we no longer are Samaritans 365. We are the Kindness Matters 365 Foundation. And truly, the root of it all is that I was raised well. My parents really did teach me about being grateful, showing compassion for others, and being kind. And that's the short version of my life. So that's how I was raised, and that's all I knew. That's really all I knew. And, going through life and navigating, like how to figure it all out, I was very aware of the kindness and very aware of the unkindness. And continuing to be kind in my world and through my actions. And as a young mother raising my young 3 children, my 3 girls, I wanted them to be in an environment where they were kind and others were kind. So in 2008, I went to my oldest daughter's elementary school and asked if I could start a kindness program. And in this kindness program, my intention was to really teach the children about being grateful for who they are, not for who they want to be, not for who their next door neighbor is or what you have, but what are you, look inside of your own life and what are you grateful for? Now, from that place of gratitude, be mindful about how you're speaking, how you're acting, how it affects you, how it affects other people, and then show kindness wherever you go. Show kindness to yourself. Show kindness at home to your siblings and to your family and to your parents. Show kindness in the classroom, on the soccer field. Show kindness everywhere. And these programs, the kids loved it. They loved it. They were soaking it all up. They asked a ton of questions. Now, some of the children, they get it at home. And so let's reinforce it in school. Some of the children really had no idea what I was talking about. And so it was the first opportunity for them to really look at what are they grateful for in their lives? How are they speaking and acting and how it affects others? And where are they showing kindness? and giving them more ideas about how to show kindness and more ideas about what they're grateful for. So this program quickly turned into a once a month after school where I invited different foundations and organizations to come talk to the children about how they give back, how they're of service, what they do. And then the really key part and component of this whole programming was that we asked the kids to do a hands-on project to give back to that organization. And it really was this amazing opportunity for kids to feel and experience at any age. And now this is elementary school. So, and let me give you an example. I think that would be helpful, right? So if the Humane Society, an animal shelter, came in and talked to the kids about the importance of taking care of animals, saving lives, all of that, the kids ask questions and then they make pull toys, or, they take t-shirts and rip them up and make pull toys to give to the Humane Society. They create Adopt Me banners and bandanas. And the kids don't realize how important and valuable they are right now today, what positive change they can make right now today. So 5 years of running this one program at our local elementary school, Sunrise Park. And I really got to watch the transformation of human beings. I got to watch these kids blossom into these beautiful, kind to themselves and to each other, to their classmates. I got to watch the bully of the school become the most generous, opening up the door for their teachers, sharing pencils with their classmates. I really got to watch transformation. So I really saw that this was so valuable and so important and really was for every child in the world. So in 2014, I started a foundation with a commitment to have a kindness program in every school in the world. I'm going to fast forward because there's so much more I could talk about. To date, we have over 500 trained ambassadors. We are in over 100 programs in 10 states. We are growing strong, we are growing fast, and we see the value and the importance of really teaching, educating, and inspiring children to be kind to themselves and to others.
Laura,
short version.
My cheeks hurt so much from smiling.
I know. Welcome to my world.
Oh,
so really, we as a foundation are committed to global kindness. And when I say global kindness, I am really talking about a new generation of kind-minded people, because the work that we're doing now, educating, inspiring, the spark in these children's hearts and minds, they will grow up and teach their children, who will grow up and teach their children. So global kindness is very possible. And actually the work that we're doing now will benefit generations to come. When my children make fun of me because, listen, you and I, breathe, sleep, eat kindness, right? And I tell them that this is for them. This is not about me. This is for them raising their children, who will eventually be raising their children in a kind world.
Yes, exactly.
It's a simple formula, don't you think?
I do. And I'm all about that formula and the simple acts of kindness that make a profound difference. As you're sharing your story, it took me back to elementary school. And when I was, in 10 years old in 4th grade, and this little seed was planted in me, and it was about being grateful for who I am. I couldn't go on a field trip to go clean up the park. I didn't have the money to go. My teacher, in her kindness, took me outside and said, like, hey, you don't need money in order to make a difference. What you need is to be yourself. And I see you and your kindness every single day. And she mentioned some of the things that you said. I see you smile every day and your smile lights up the room. I see you open the door and lend your pencils. And she just made me feel like I was already this superhero. And I believed it. And look how that little seed, that little spark, that 1-minute conversation that she had with me really, made me feel important and seen and acknowledged, right? For just being myself. And I've never forgotten that. I've shared the story a million gazillion times, and I will never be tired of sharing it, because it is about instilling those seeds of kindness in children. And it is about global citizens and creating a different world. You and I believe that the world can be a place where everybody performs acts of random kindness. At least that's my hashtag, is WePark. It's an acronym for world, where everyone performs acts of random kindness. It's not about you. It's not about me, he or she. It's about we. And it is so simple. So I'm a brand new mom, and me instilling these seeds of kindness in my kids is honestly my number one priority. Like if I do anything as a parent, it's going to be this. I even named my kid Parker, Jude Parker. Parker is someone who performs acts of random kindness.
Great. That's great, Marley. It's so great.
He knows who he is, right? And we're celebrating and being grateful for who you are. You are kindness in your heart. And I love that you're encouraging kids to start with themselves, right? Because it is about being kind to yourself first, because from that is how we can create this ripple effect and this desire to be kind to other people and to our planet.
Yes, and children deserve, it is mandatory that we let these children know that they are valuable, that they are important, and that they can accomplish anything. You know, when we go into these schools, so we have a training, we train our ambassadors about presenting these programs. And there's a whole conversation about really letting these children know how important and valuable they are. Some of these children, they really don't get it. They really don't know. And they are so precious and so important and so valuable. And that when they realize that they can give back now and that they
Right.
It is a power tool for them. It really, really is.
I believe that that's exactly what happened to me. I mean, I felt super down and defeated and helpless. Like, oh man, I was the only kid in class that couldn't go on this field trip. And I'm like, man, because I don't have the money to go, I'm not going to be able to make a difference, and I can't. And all this helplessness is what I felt. And this teacher in an instant, it was this little spark, made me feel like, no, girl, you're already a superhero. You got this. And she made me valuable, exactly what you're saying, and significant. And it's carried me my whole life. Everything I do is about, right? About spreading the message. So I believe it, sister.
Yeah, our teachers are so valuable and so important, and they are our children's cheerleaders. They are the extension of our family home life are our teachers. And so my commitment, the real reason why I started these after school programs was so that one day, my commitment is that one day this is a mandatory part of the school's curriculum. So, you know, in school, we're teaching history, science, English, all that valuable. And we must teach children about being kind to themselves. We must teach children about navigating life, about being empowered. So about a year ago, a little over a year ago, somebody said to me, hey, you're teaching social emotional learning. Your gratitude, compassion, kindness formula is social emotional learning. And I didn't understand it at the time. Fast forward to the 8th person who told me to check out social emotional learning, because that's actually what I'm teaching. Sure enough, we were teaching social emotional learning, which is really all about self-awareness and self-regulation, really helping human beings understand, being aware of their thoughts, being aware of their feelings, being aware of the information coming in, powerfully processing it and responding and creating connection and communication and powerful relationships. This is Kindness Matters 365 Foundation is now we have created a kindness curriculum. It's a real curriculum that can go into schools. We are teaching and training teachers to bring this into the classroom so that teachers are inspired, teachers are empowered, teachers are connected and ready to teach, and the students are ready to learn, and they are connected and they are empowered and they are inspired. It's a game changer for education. It is, when I say we are committed to transforming education, we are committed to really implementing this component of social emotional learning and helping our teachers and our students be connected, calm, and ready to learn.
And kind. I love it. And I love seeing the growth and the natural progression of your movement and your organization, right? Started this one little after school club, which is powerful in and of itself. If it would have just stopped there, still super incredibly powerful. And then you started growing to teenagers, and now you're taking teachers, right? It is about including everybody in this process. It is about the we. It's about the we.
It's about the we. I love that. So yes, so to your point, we are in preschools, elementary schools, middle schools, high school, college campuses, and we have an entire adult programming as well. And the state of Florida gave us funds about 2 years ago. They gave us funding to really work on our kindness in the school's curriculum. So they gave us the funding to really work on our curriculum and we have 3 entire schools that are trained to provide this content in their classrooms. which is exciting.
Congratulations. That is so exciting. And as we celebrate World Kindness Day, right? Which I get it. It's this one day that's on a calendar amongst all these other random holidays that maybe people didn't even know it was World Kindness Day. But I wanted to invite you to make time to be kind because it's about World Kindness Day every day.
Yes.
And it's about the little things. And sometimes people, I feel, want to make a difference in the world, want to see the change in the world, want to be the spark of the change that they wish to see, and think that it needs to be this like massive life commitment and that you need to start a nonprofit or that you need, no, it starts with you. It starts, the number one leadership skill is emotional intelligence. That's what I'm teaching. I see that's what you're giving people. You're empowering. You can start that in your own home, in your community, in your church, at your workplace, in traffic, when you're at the grocery store or the gas station, right? It's all about the little. Kindness Matters 365 is the perfect message to share on World Kindness Day. Mm-hmm. How can our Parkers listening support the organization and connect with you, or maybe start a program in their own schools?
That's a great question. So our website is kindnessmatters365.org. Everyone, please go join, check it out. So kindnessmatters365.org is a great place for resources. We primarily run on volunteers. So if anyone is interested in volunteering and being a part of our family, our ambassadors are the heart of this foundation. They go through our Kindness Matters 365 training, and we really provide everything that you need to running your own program, from your training all the way through to the materials that you need to be providing to your participants, video content, project ideas, reflection questions, speaker ideas. We, because of the pandemic, the worldwide pandemic, we actually pivoted and have everything available online now. So in the fall, our ambassadors are ramping up to provide our kindness programming online or in schools, in person, or remote, however their new platform for providing these programs is going to go. We're ready for it. So becoming an ambassador, super important. And really, it's a gift. It's a gift to the person who goes to the training providing these programs, because you get to really see the transformation of these kids. You get to be the one that is inspiring and educating. And we provide everything for you. And then, of course, funding is always appreciated. We are a small non-for-profit, but we are very powerful and we're growing strong.
I mean, it's really such a beautiful way to celebrate World Kindness Day, having you here with us today and sharing your light, your love, your energy, your spark of kindness through the airwaves. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Marley. And thank you for all that you do, inspiring so many people to be kind and the many different ways to be kind. Thank you for your kindness in the world.
You see, I knew you'd love this episode and would be inspired by Kindness Matters 365 and Laura. She gave us such great nuggets of wisdom, and hopefully you feel inspired today to park, to perform an act of random kindness in your home, where you work, or out in the world. On behalf of the great team and the volunteers at Kindness Matters 365, I want to invite you Parkers in Florida to attend their first ever Community Well Fest. It's coming up February 26th in Delray Beach, Florida. And listen, if you're not here in South Florida, but you're inspired to park, you do so right now by leaving a kind review or a comment referencing this episode 31 with Laura Reiss, and you might just win a prize by Kindness Matters 365. Go ahead and visit marleyq.com/31, the number 31, for show notes and links to connect. Thank you again for making time to be kind with Marley Q today. See you next time.